What is going down, faithful? It is game day. It is 8:31 here on the West Coast. As you can see, I am not in my normal studio. That means we are on the road in LA, going to be a part of the Red Outs at Levi's South. Looking forward to this matchup against the Rams. We're going to talk about one last time the keys to victory, things that we expect to see and hope to see in this game for the San Francisco 49ers. So, you guys already know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat. Smash that like button. Let's get into it all right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What is going down, sourdough squad? Good to see the SDS hopping in on an early morning stream. This is probably one of the earliest times I have ever gone live. No coffee, don't care. So it'll be interesting to see what these thoughts are that come out of my brain without no caffeine to kind of keep me even. So let's find out, shall we? Good morning to you guys, of course. Super excited about this. Mark asked me if I will be tailgating. I'm going to try to get out of here right after this stream is over. We'll see what the journey is like into SoFi from this particular spot that I'm in. So we'll see. I'm going to try to stop by, but we'll find out. But I also need some coffee, 100%. And I don't have it. So we'll see. This will be an interesting stream. This will be one of the first streams I've ever done. No coffee. So obviously the whole narrative of this week has been about, can Brock Purdy take this team into Levi South without Kittle, without Debo, and without CMC, and can he win? Obviously, one of the interesting things about this week is it doesn't matter if there's been a Brock Purdy doubter or even people who have believed in Brock Purdy. I think everyone kind of wants to see this because it's not something that we have seen all that often. When you look at the 3-game skid last year, everyone points to Debo Samuel being out. They point to Trent Williams being out and saying like, oh, well, see, look, maybe Brock. Yeah, well, and let's face it, Brock didn't have his best performance last week, but I expect a bounce back from Brock Purdy this week against the Rams, regardless of not having Debo, CMC, and George Kittle, because let's not forget, you still have Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk heading into week 3. I do think this is the game that Brandon Aiyuk shakes off all the rust, and he's back to being BA1K, the guy that we have become accustomed to seeing. And I really think that connection between Brock Purdy and Brandon Aiyuk will feed families in this game against the Rams. So I'm expecting a lot of production from Brandon Aiyuk in this game. It'll be interesting to see how truly involved he is, but I do expect the ball to go to Aiyuk early and often in this one. But it's not just Aiyuk. I also expect Juwan Jennings to have a day. If you guys are playing sleeper picks or anything like that, you're thinking about getting your fantasy lineups started, Juwan Jennings could have upwards of like 6 receptions today. He feels like a guy who's going to be peppered in the middle of the field, just that. Like I think Juwan will actually replace Kittle in the passing game more than Salbert will replace Kittle. So even though Juwan will be playing the Z wide receiver position, I do think that in a lot of those instances where we've seen Kittle has success over the middle, I think Jawan enters that role. And I think Jawan will get peppered with targets today. So I expect big games from both Aiyuk, both Jawan Jennings, and of course, Jordan Mason. This feels like a game where you want to get back to the brand of 49ers football that we have come to expect. We know that team predicates and prides itself off of having 30 plus carries a game. This feels like that type of game. This feels like a game where they're going to want to run in between the tackles, outside the tackles. We've seen them have a lot of success with the pitch play, especially against the Minnesota Vikings. Pitch right was working wonders running behind Dominic Pooney and Colton McKivitz. So I want to see the continuation of them running pitch. So it's all hands on deck. I know everyone wants to make it about the quarterback. Oh, it's Brock. What's Brock going to do? It's a team game at the end of the day. We can't forget this. On one hand, absolutely. We want to see what Brock is going to be able to do, how he's going to execute, and what he's going to look like without all the Avengers. But also at the same time, we also understand that this is a team game. It takes all of the parts working together to be able to go in and win efficiently, offensively, defensively, special teams, all of it. So, yes, we're going to highlight Brock. Yeah. I get it. But the whole squad, everyone, not just Fred Warner, right? Not just Jake Moody. We need everyone. All 46 who are dressed for this game need to play a role. Obviously, the Rams are coming into this game banged up as well. No Puka Nacua, no Cooper Kupp. They're going to be out some starting offensive linemen. They're going to be out some starting defenders. They're hobbling into this one as well. So no excuses, right? We aren't looking at any excuses in this game today. So we need all hands on deck, all aboard to get this dub. You know the vibes. So, what I'm really excited about is Talanoa Hufanga coming back. Getting Hufanga back to police the secondary, the head man in charge, the point of contact, the POC, Talanoa Hufanga, getting him back, not only from just as individual standpoint, what he does as an individual, but what he does for the rest of the team. I'm really, really looking forward to. So getting Talanoa Hufanga back is going to bring some juice, and not only bring some juice, but it's going to bring a pair of eyes to this secondary where he can continue to direct traffic. He can be like one of those guys out there on the tarmac with their orange cones flagging the plane. Like, he's going to be telling everyone, all right, this is what we're seeing. This is what we got. Alert, alert, alert. I'm very, very excited to get Talanoa Hufanga back in that secondary for the San Francisco 49ers. I think it's going to play a huge difference, especially in what we saw last week against the Minnesota Vikings, where I think you could really sense not having Talanoa Hufanga and why his importance and why he needs to be back there. And yes, we get Talanoa Hufanga back. So, listen, a lot of guys down. Jake Brendel has taken a lot of heat this week. Jakey B, I'm expecting a nice performance from Jake Brendel. Jake Brendel's seen the smoke. He's seen Twitter. Oh, he saw his name getting flamed in those Twitter streets. So I'm expecting Jake Brendel to take that and just add a little dose of motivation to his game. I'm looking forward to Jake Brendel, seeing how he responds in this. I'm looking forward to seeing how the entire offensive line responds, entire offense, all of it. So this is going to be a good game, I think. 49ers, Rams over the last couple years. It's been pretty much dominated by the San Francisco 49ers in the regular season. Obviously, last year, the Rams finally beat the 49ers in the regular season, but that came in the Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold Bowl, where we barely had any starters go for the full portion of that game. I expect the 49ers to get back on track. Now, getting into this game, I think one of the elements that we talk about all the time is Levi South. I typically don't wear jerseys to games just because I treat games like work days, even though I am a huge fan. But as you can see, I think I'm going to be rocking the Trent Williams today because I got to wear my red. So I expect to see Levi South painted in red. I had the opportunity to come to this game last season for the first time, and it was one of the craziest sporting experiences I've ever been to because it's an away game. Not only is it an away game, but it's a beautiful stadium. It really is. It's a phenomenal stadium, and to see it just blanketed in red is a sight to see. Uh, so I'm very excited about the atmosphere at Levi South today. I don't understand why the Rams continue to allow the San Francisco 49ers to wear their red jerseys. I don't understand it. And the best part is Rams fans don't understand it. If you go to the Rams Instagram page and you go look at their post about what jerseys they're going to be wearing, which is the white on blue, they don't get it. Go look at their comments. It's like, we aren't beating the Levi South allegations. They're like, why do you keep letting the 49ers get away with this? Why are you allowing them to wear red? Rams fans don't get it. I don't get it, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So there will be a lot of red in that stadium today. It'll be loud. Um, it will be a home game. So I'm very excited to get back and get into that game where we're going to see a lot of 49er fans. We're going to see a lot of red already. Just walking around LA, can already see the 49er faithful taking over the city. Saw them on the airplane. Ran into an awesome couple yesterday getting off the plane who watched the channel. Shout out to you guys if you happen to be watching. So it's going to be a lot of red there. Going to be a lot of 49er fans, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that. What are some keys of the game that you guys want to see? I want to see you guys drop it in the chat. What are you guys thinking? What do you think is going to be the difference in this game? Is it going to be a person? Is it going to be a particular drive? Is it a series? What do you guys think is going to be the key to victory for this 49ers team heading into SoFi South to get the dub? What is it? Okay, I like this one. Brandon says time of possession, essentially saying run the rock, string together long scoring drives, and just continue to keep the ball out of Matthew Stafford's hands. And when the ball is in Matthew Stafford's hands, you get after him. So I like that. That's very, very simple, but very, very strong. If you can dominate the time of possession game, that would be fantastic. Diamador Lenore, 2 picks today. He got a pick last time we were here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again. Yes, I will be there today. We got another one. That dude says running the ball and control the clock, score often. Sounds like a recipe for success to me. Daryl says, I want to see if Brock can step up and do his thing without a lot of his weapons. Honestly, again, I think this is what everyone's kind of looking for. Everyone, whether you're a doubter, whether you're a believer, you just want to see, like, we haven't seen it. So it's an opportunity. It's another opportunity in Brock Purdy's young career for us to see something that we might haven't seen before. So, how will he respond? What will he do? That's what we're looking for. And my assumption is he'll be Brock. I think he'll be able to put together a better game than what he was able to do last week. Daniel says Aiyuk, Jennings, and Cowing will have a good game with Purdy. VS wants to see run the ball. Mason will continue to do well. This is also a phenomenal one, but also very simple and to the point. No turnovers. 100%. Take care of the football. That is always going to be one of the biggest keys to success in football. Do not turn the ball over. Do not turn the ball over and create turnovers. That is the quickest path to victory. D takes over on both sides. Moody scores all the points and we cruise to a win. I would like to see some offensive touchdowns. Let's see. Let's see. Special teams. Yep, special teams got to be on point. Hit that like button. I agree. 100% behind Brock. Absolutely. And listen, too, you can already tell. I just want to say this. You can already tell. Let's say Brock doesn't go out and have his best game. Oh, people are like, the ones who are going to take full advantage of that. So if Brock doesn't have his best game, it doesn't change much of anything. Because again, it doesn't matter, right? Like this thing that I think we're talking about is more of a manufactured thing, right? It's more of a manufactured situation of like, well, how does he perform, without these guys? That's more of an outside aspect than anything else. I don't believe the team looks at it that way. I really don't. I really don't think Kyle Shanahan is like, and they're like, well, it might be a small thing to it, but it's really not something that I think everyone is going to be ready to jump on, because we know it's a polarizing topic and people have strong opinions on it. So every little thing that Brock does will probably be over evaluated today. So that's going to be one of the things that obviously when we get back into the tape, that's going to really tell us what is going on. But we'll see. Today's going to be an interesting one. All right, let's get your score predictions in here. I want to see how confident you guys are. Let's get your final score predictions of the week. The week is almost over. I'm very close to soon to be able to get some coffee. I'm actually kind of surprised that I've been able to string together some thoughts here without any coffee. So that's a positive in my book. All right, let's take a look at some of these scores. Again, I always like to see your score predictions because it tells me how confident you are. And I remember last year, we were in LA around this time. I do think it might have even been week 2 that we were in LA. Oh, the chat was very confident. Very, very, very confident. And it ended up being a really, really close game. Right? So let's see. Let's see what the chat is talking about. 31-6 confidence. 31-7 confidence. 21-17, little bit more even keel. 31-10. This is quite a bit of confidence. 28-13, 27-13, 28-17. I think I would say the majority, we're looking at about a 10-point differential is probably the average when looking at the scores from earlier in the week that you guys have dropped to now. I would say 7 to 10 points has been a pretty consistent average. Obviously, you have some weighing and leaning one way over the other, but it does seem like we're not as confident as a group like we were last year, which I have no problems with. I do think that with the injuries on both sides, it kind of evens out a little bit. It kind of levels the playing field. So I do think that mods do your thing. So I think we're good. We're gonna get a good game. I do. Even though I think because of the injuries on both sides, it really does level the playing field. But I still think we'll get a competitive game from them both. I still think the 49ers can score 30 plus. I still think the 49ers can score into the 30s. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Good opportunity for the 49ers to get back on track after the loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, they will finish this game, and then they got the Patriots heading into the following week. So I think this game is important because it's a division game. You want to win this game to be able to stay perfect in division. Now, obviously, you fall to the Minnesota Vikings. You don't love that as an NFC opponent, losing to an NFC opponent. But what you can do is you can beat the Rams, go up in the division, and that's what we ultimately want. The first goal of the year, obviously, we want the 1 seed. We want to get to the Super Bowl. We want all those things. But we've got to win the division. It starts right there. So this is the opportunity to start that. Get this win against the Rams. You've got Patriots, and then it's Cardinals. Continue to get right. Continue to take care of the division and put yourself in a good spot to win the NFC West yet again. So, hey, Cardinals been playing well so far to start the season. So now the Rams little less good considering the injuries that they've had. But we'll see. I think it'll still be a competitive division. Seattle is a team too that is playing decently well. So I don't think it will just be a cakewalk. Roberto, appreciate the super chat, says we needed a dub with no further injuries. I agree. Get this win, get out of here. No more injuries, right? Stay healthy and get the dub. And that's about all you can ask for. I would say, obviously, to kind of continue to piggyback off that is what we've heard in the chat. I want to see a clean game, no turnovers, no interceptions, no fumbles on the 49ers offensive side. Obviously, you want to see the defense force turnovers, do all those types of things. But as it stands right now, from an offensive standpoint, I just want to see clean execution. I want to see long drives. I want to see third down conversions at a high rate. I want to see efficiency, and I want to see a little creation. I want to see a little Brock Purdy magic today, if it's not too much to ask. I want to see a little Brock Purdy magic. Would love to see that. Bosa and Ward should play today. That's my projection. It's not official, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting both those guys to suit up today. They were both kind of dinged up in practice earlier this week, but based on kind of hearing from some of the reports, I do expect both to play in this game. So we already know Kittle was announced out yesterday, so I do expect Bosa back. Schefter tweeted that? I didn't even see that. Shefty. Let's see. When did he tweet that? He tweeted that like late last night. I passed out before like 11. I got in. I ate some food. Went to Monty's Good Burger here in LA, got some food, came back to the room, ate, and then literally passed out before 11. It was phenomenal, actually. So, yeah, I sounds like Schefter's already talked about it. Yeah, he tweeted it 5 hours ago. Bosa is expected to play. He tweeted it out at 3:53 a.m. Definitely was asleep. So expect to get Nick Bosa back. And I do think Traveris War is going to rock today. I expect him to play. So it's going to be a good one. Looking forward to this. It's 9:00 here on the West Coast. I need to go get some coffee. I need to get my behind on the road and get into the stadium. I'm going to try to stop by the tailgate if I can get there in time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. If you guys want to get in your last minute picks, make sure to use Sleeper. Use the code SF9ers when you sign up to get up to $100 deposit match. If you don't want to do picks and you want to get crazy with some bigger bets, use my bookie as well, and then use my code SF9ers to get up to $1,000 match on your first play, and you get a $10 casino chip when you use my bookie. So we got all the options for you. We got everything you need. So I'm excited about this one. I'll be posting content from the stadium, all that good stuff. Appreciate everyone for tapping in for the pregame show. I have no idea what the timing will be like on the postgame show because obviously I will be there. So, hey, it might be a little bit later than normal. But if you see me go live, tap in. And we'll talk about the game. Appreciate everyone, as always, for tapping into the channel. Smash that like button. Hit the sub button if you haven't already. We're out of here. Drop your cookies in the chat. Let's go get this dub today. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see you.